I have built from 3,000 to 125,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok. How do I take the next step onto long form? I study at medical school, so my time is limited.
You're the last person I want to make long form, right? Because the truth is, to your point, you answered it before I got a chance. Not only does it take you 10 hours versus doing 10 posts, the results are not even close. Now you have a base so you can drive them to the long form. So unlike a year ago where you would only get 47 or 470 views, now off your 125, you could get 10,000 views, but it's still small compared to the awareness that you can get from your reels. I believe in long form the most, but I also believe in being practical to the reality of your situation of the moment. If you told me you graduated from medical school and you're willing to take a gap year to figure out if you want to be in the medical field or be a creator, then I'd be more excited about you doing long form because you have the time and you should go all in to decide. But in your current state, I think based on the way you told the story, you just like long form, that's why you started with it first. I would go with 200K because I think your width is not that wide yet. Like 125K can a lot easier be 540K in a year versus 120K with long form might be 200K and deep depth, but the depth can be added at any point. And if you add depth to width later, I'd rather you start depth with 1 million base over here because you understand? You don't have the capacity of time right now to make such a commitment to long form that eats up so much time. You know what you might want to consider? Vlogging through stories. So one thing that I wish I did, that I just don't do, that I should do, is vlog through my stories. I think vlogging through stories continues to be a huge opportunity that a lot of people don't take advantage of. People are using stories a lot of times to drive awareness to other things, but I actually think it's a storytelling platform within itself. And I think vlogging through stories might be able to scratch your itch with tasting a little depth while creating far less need for production value for it to be capable. It's even easier than Reels, it's just vlogging through stories. Something to think about. I'll be honest with you, I think Facebook Reels is such a big opportunity for all of you that nobody's seeing. So maybe you're like, oh, okay, Gary said that and I don't want to fuck up everything else I'm doing, but I'm not doing any Facebook Reels anyway, so I'm just gonna vlog through Facebook Reels. You know, I mean just vlogging, like literally actually vlogging the way that Casey Neistat, I came along and created a different format when Dustin used to be D-Rock and I was being filmed. That was a new genre of someone following you. Before me though, it was Casey and others actually vlogging with camera in hand. I think with an actual camera like Dustin's. I now think the camera in hand, as in your actual iPhone, vlogging, and so you're putting out 71 stories on Instagram and it made a whole story that day as a vlog, is a humongous white space that more people should be doing. Or on Snap, which is very, very, very underpriced attention in Asia, because a lot of people aren't doing it, thus the opportunity is there because a lot more people are using it than people realize.
Gary believes that long-form content has a place, but it depends on the context. For instance, while long-form content may be effective in driving engagement, it can also be time-consuming, especially for someone like a medical student in the example who has limited time due to their studies. Therefore, one must consider the situation and the available resources before investing in long-form content. When starting out, short-form can be more practical and effective than long-form content. Platforms like Reels and Stories can help a creator to reach a wider audience, which is essential in building a following. Additionally, vlogging through stories can add depth to short-form content and provide a storytelling platform within itself. Finally, it's important to be mindful of the available resources, goals, and audience when exploring new formats and platforms. Depending on the situation, different formats and platforms may work better than others. Creators need to leverage underpriced attention such as Snapchat and Facebook Reels to create and share content. And of course, that is 2023. Who knows what the underpriced avenues will be later on. Gary oftentimes talks about YouTube Shorts. Of course, TikTok is one, so it's important to keep understanding of the new platforms.